So how to visit the desert for fun and profit. I'm going to show you what I like to do out here. It's kind of like a little hobby of mine. Now, I know some of you probably think I'm a wee bit eccentric and maybe crazy. I don't think I am, but, well, I probably am. I'll have to admit that. Anyway, here's a cool little thing you can do, and you can do it with your whole family. Bring your little rugrats out here, have them scurrying through the sand looking for what I'm going to show you. So I am in the Mojave Desert, and I'm on what they call BLM land, which is Bureau of Land Management. It's public property, the least restrictive, as far as I know, of public property in the U.S. You can go anywhere out here, tens of thousands of roads, camp anywhere you want, and get this, you can get out of your vehicle and start blasting away with your rifle or your pistol anywhere you want, and no one cares. And that is why we're talking right now. I was driving down this road, and I look for these places all the time. One of the ways you can find them is you'll see like little hillsides and little hillocks and stuff along the road, and it'll be covered with broken glass where people are shooting bottles, which I do not recommend because, well, you know why. Anyway, so I was driving down this road, and I saw a big piece of concrete, and I just got out to investigate it, thinking there might be a structure here. And this is what I found. Just piles of concrete, but look, it's pockmarked with bullet holes. So guess what? I got really excited, and well, this is what we do. We look for brass. The brass rifle and pistol casings that most people just leave behind. Now, I say fun and profit because it's kind of fun looking for it. I like finding stuff. If you're out here with your family, like I said, you can do that and have your kids looking for it. But you can also recycle it. The recyclers pay pretty good money for it. I guess if you're a reloader, you reload the cartridges, I guess they would work too, but I don't do that. I just collect them and put them in a giant box at home. Anyway, let me show you how I do it. Again, find a place where they're shooting, broken bottles or anything like that. Come back from the range area, you can see where I've been walking, and look around, and all of a sudden you'll start finding the cartridges. And keep going back for longer ranges. All right, let me show you what we found here and how I do this operation. All right, these are the cartridges, casings that I found right here. Not a ton of them, but it was worth the stuff. Mostly 357 Magnums and 45 autos. Now, the thing is, you have to be careful. Well, you don't have to be careful. Oh, what's that? Let's put that over here. It's weird. No, that probably just happened. A lot of brass casings, but occasionally, and more often nowadays, you find casings that are actually steel casings, and they're not worth anything. But the brass is actually, like I said, you can recycle it or collect it, and it's pretty. This is what I found. These are some of the oddities. Again, steel casings. You can see where someone took some casings and stuck them together. Maybe there's little gold nuggets in there. A couple unfired cartridges. You can see the bottom right here, the primer has not been hit, so those might fire, and maybe we'll try to fire them later. This is a cartridge that someone shot. You can see where the bullet went zipping right through it, through the end of it. And I actually was finding a few of the fired bullets out here. I know there's at least one in this pile, but I don't see it. And what that tells me is that when they were standing back here shooting at that concrete, at least one bullet bounced off and came back at him. And that can actually happen. So I saved you a few that I haven't picked up yet. This is what you look for. You can just see the casing sticking out of the dirt all over. And this place had quite a few of these. And I just pick them up as best I can. And I throw them in the pile. Wait. I should have taken a picture of that for you, but nah, never mind. Just throw them in the pile. Now, we want to get rid of the steel casings, and the best way to do that is get a magnet and run it over the pile, and all the steel ones will stick to the magnet. Let's see how many we have in here. I'm sure there's going to be a few. Woo, I heard a click. What? There's another click. And I'm not going to do those because I know those are, or these, because those are steel. Let's look. One. That's pretty good, actually. Actually, that's the one that they shot with a bullet. I must have picked that up. So that was pretty good. Didn't get many steel. I do want to show you. These are little 22. bullet casings, like long. Well, it's 3 different types, but I'll just say long rifle. These are out here by the million. I don't pick them up because they're just too small. Well, that looks like steel. Is it? Nope, that's not steel. All right, so there you go. Get out here, send your rugrats on a hunt, like looking for Easter eggs. We may try to fire these a little bit later. I think the worst case scenario is either they won't fire. I mean, they haven't been fired, or they fire just a little bit and the bullet ends up stuck in the barrel. So we'll have to check for that. And if that happens, you can get it out of the barrel with a cleaning rod. Pretty exciting, huh? And for the most part, when you get brass casings, you can see the rust on them. So you usually don't have to pick them up, but sometimes you do accidentally. And then what I do is I take these cartridges and I put them in a plastic bag and kind of shake it a bunch, and all the sand will come out of them. And you can see that a lot of them are packed with sand, so you got to get that out of there. So let me go ahead and bag them up, and I'll show you what I do. All right, so I have them in the bag, and I just take and then kind of shake it around a bunch. And you can clean them up when you get home too, but at least you won't have to take, you can see it, all that sand home with you. You just dump it out. Looking out there, look, it's everything you can see. Everything you can see behind me is BLM. If there's any type of road anywhere, any dirt trail, I can go there and I can camp. And there's probably tens of thousands of acres right where I'm standing. All right, let's go on another adventure. Maybe the next one I won't be so crazy, but you never know.
Bury it in the sand and keep it for eternity. Mother Earth, she's got her secrets she's promised to keep, hidden in her dirt or deep in her creek. Mother Earth, she ain't saying exactly what she's saving, where it is or what it might be. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby. I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She don't care